Alright guys, we're back again with another video. We're going to be taking this hot water heater out. It is leaking. You can see that it is leaking. Got a little bit of mold going on there. And you can see there's like a little cracking going on down there. So we're going to replace it. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it first. And then we'll go inside and flush the water out. Okay, it is unplugged. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the hot water. Let all the hot water run out. We got most of the hot water out of here, if not all of it. Attach a hose. So get a flathead screwdriver and we'll open the valve. Turn off your water supply. Make sure you do that. Turn your cold water on. That way it won't have a vacuum and it'll drain faster. It's good to open this release valve so you don't have a vacuum as an aid. So you hear the water moving better. When you open this valve, there's not a vacuum pulling back on. Now the water can drain out better. You're gonna have sediment in the bottom of your tank, but you can actually see that the water's actually coming out now, and it's because I opened that release valve. The plastic ties in the tubing, I'm gonna go ahead and take that off while this drains out. I don't want to take this off yet until I know that the pressure is low enough that we're not gonna have a big problem there. We're still draining pretty good, so we want to get that weight as low as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and try to take this release valve line off first. So I'd prefer to use a pipe wrench, but I just have these channel locks with me. We'll put some Teflon on it, we'll clean it off, and we'll reuse it. Okay, we're still draining pretty good, so we're gonna have to give it some more time. Since it's still draining quite a bit, I'm just gonna take off those as well. All I'm doing is taking this little screw off this thing because I don't want to twist this all up. If I mess up the pan, I'll buy a new one. I just got to get it off. Looks like I lost the coverage, but basically I opened this pan up. It had this piece. It had this piece. I had to disconnect this because it was on here. And here's the back piece, but I can't take it off until I unscrew these. These were on here like this. All this tape was on here wrapped around. This ground wire was connected right here. I took that off and here's the screw for that. So sorry I lost that coverage, but that's all I did. I took these 3 wires off. I took the tape off, disconnected these wire nuts. And I was going to go get some of these and then my phone went out, so apologize. I just gave you the recap. I'm gonna unscrew these right now. There we go. Keep these pieces, we might have to use these. Here's the other piece for it. That comes off. And then this will be, and we're gonna use this wire for the new one, okay? I thought we needed another one of these knockout things, these grommets, but we just need to knock that out. There's a little spot in there you can knock it out with a screwdriver, so we're gonna knock it out. That little piece comes out. I'm gonna take this little panel off. And like that. We tightened it and we'll put it on like that. But before I tighten it in, I'm gonna line things through it. I'll skin these back a little just to get this off. Kind of a little pain in the butt, but it'll come off. And then you just have to twist it up right here. We'll cut it back, get it the same distance. This is about the same as that. Just gotta twist them together, get them to go on together. And when we got them on there like that, tape them down. I got some tape. I wrapped the tape in the direction that I put them on, so I'm gonna wrap them in the same direction. They won't come loose. Now, we gotta hook up our ground. Let's get our screwdriver. Like so. I'll move it. We'll be able to slide this cover back into place underneath. This is literally just keeping this cord in place so it don't get snagged on anything. Just tighten that down. And we're tightening that down so that don't move around. That's all that is. So I'm gonna come in here with my dolly. Okay, so we got hot on that side, so I need to spin this around. Let me tell you one little thing about these things. I'll put the name of these on there, but these things are supposed to be like heat guards. Don't pull those out. They're not just little protective caps. They're there to keep and retain heat in the system so you don't lose the energy, okay? I'm using the old fittings. I put some heat on those and I couldn't get the solder to break loose. I didn't want to cut it because I was trying to get to the front of that fitting. I'll explain that in a minute, but I couldn't get them to go off. So right now I'm going to reuse those. I got some new washers. You can pick up a pack of washers for like 3 of them for like $2. And we're going to get it to where it needs to be. This one's taller. I think a little taller than the other one. I don't know. Since this tank's higher than the other one, I got to go get a longer pipe to put in here on this release valve. Put some Teflon. I'm going to wrap this in the direction that this thing's going to go on. If it's going to go on to the right, put it on to the right. Okay. Just like that. And we're going to put this on, okay? Do the same to the other one. Take this old line off. It is just a drain line. I'm just gonna put some Teflon on it just to be sure. I went and got the 8-inch one because I think it's gonna be better for our hose. I was trying to find a brass one, but they just don't have them in the stores. So when I do the yearly checkup, we'll take this out and I'll change it out for a brass one because this can corrode over time. So I'm gonna put a little bit of Teflon on here. To the right. There we go. That's in there pretty good ways. Might have got away with the 6, come to think of it. I'm gonna put some thread sealant on this because I don't like how this is working out with this one. Oh
snap, I forgot to hit play.
Even the birds are laughing at my setup. I've got a certified plumber bird up there laughing at my setup. Okay. So that's on there. We're going to turn the water on. See if we have any leaks. Looks like we have a leak somewhere already. I tightened this up, cleaned it up, dried it. Let's turn the water on. That's what I'm going to do on here. It was leaking a little bit on me. I'm going to clean this Teflon up. Pipe thread sealant. Guys, I went in here, I took these off, cleaned it off, dried it off, and I put some of this pipe thread sealant on here. I think there's some just little bitty micro holes in there that weren't getting filled. So I used that and I wrapped around Teflon to give it a good seal. It says you can put this right into service if the PSI is less than 100. It says that the PSI on these water heater pipes are between 50 and 70 PSI. So we should be able to go ahead and give this a start to test it out, because I don't want to hook up the electric if I know that there's a leak going on. So let's make sure we handle the leak first. I'm gonna watch this for a couple of minutes off camera to make sure we don't have a leak. And if we don't, we're gonna go ahead and plug it in. So you fill the tank up first and then you'll plug it in. The tank is already preset by the factory at 120 degrees Fahrenheit. You do not want to turn it up. If you go in here, I went in here with the screwdriver. It's covered up with a bunch of foam and everything, but the factory sets it at 120 degrees Fahrenheit so you don't burn yourself. I went ahead and used the old outlets. They wouldn't come off. So it's the weekend. I ain't messing with that right now. I just had to get I had to get another one in here because my kids need to go ahead and take that shower, you know. So I will say that the reason they didn't come off is because there's water in this line. It came out right here, but when I took these off, it came out right here. But there's a little water because this is kind of like a P-trap in this sense. So if there's water in this line and it's backing up right here, it doesn't matter how much heat you put on that, it won't desolder. Same with this one. I didn't mess with this one yet because I knew it had water in the line, but I thought I'd got all the water out of this line. I'll come back here on the yearly checkup and I'm gonna take this out, bend it down. I'll bend this down, make sure I get all the water out of it, and then I'll heat this and it will desolder. I'll heat it and turn that, and it will desolder. But right now it's fine, it's soldered in, it's not leaking. It's gonna work out. I do gotta come back in here. I gotta like silicone this, and there's the cap for it. New cap for this piece, or I could use the old one, but I'll probably just use the new one. I'll come in here and silicone this and cap it so we don't have any leaks. And you just wanna make sure everything's nice and dry. No leaks. We're gonna go ahead and plug it in. I don't really like that. I have to get something to keep this line off, and I'll figure that out. So let's let it heat up and let's go test the water temperature. Nice and warm. I like it. No more leaks up top. That thread pipe really worked, saved the day. Just went ahead and exchanged that out. I had to extend that out because this tank was 5 1/4 inches taller than the old tank. So sometimes that happens. I will switch this out for a brass pipe when I do my first maintenance at the year. So I'll switch it out then because we don't want corrosion, but it'll last a good year before that happens. Go ahead and put the ring on, the washer. If you feel more comfortable, you can put a little bit of silicone in between here. I might come back and do that, but the main thing is to get it tight. The seal alone should take care of it, but if you want a little silicone on there, that should be all you need right there. There you go, guys. Mama will be happy. Everything, I probably saved probably $500 to $700. I've seen upwards to cost $1,000 to put these in, $300 to put them in, $450, $500. I would say minimum I saved like $400 or $500 to put this thing in myself. It doesn't take that long to do. Yeah, I had to jump around a little bit because I had some things going on with my kiddos, and I had to find some extra parts because I wasn't anticipating that thing being 5.5 inches, 5.25 inches taller. But those things, sort those things out before you get started. And if you like these videos, like, subscribe. All the tools, materials will be listed in the description or on the screen. So you can click the link on the screen, or you can check in the links for the Amazon links. So if you like it, like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.